and welcome back to this week's movement lesson. Miss Kelsey here, and today we're looking at some basic creative movement concepts so we can get really clear about all the things you have in your toolbox to create movement. We like to call this composition. Everybody say composition. What does composition mean? That means you're just putting a lot of moves together to make up a dance. Composition, making up a dance. So let's check out the toolbox. But before we jump in, let's get started with our warm-up. Everybody say, we warm up. We warm up. But why do we warm up? Yes, to lengthen the muscles and get some blood flowing so we don't get hurt when we're really moving around. We're going to start with our feet together and our hands by our side like this. I'm going to say, hello class, and you'll say, hello Miss Kelsey. Hello class. Hello class. Do you say, hello, class? No, you say, hello, Miss Kelsey. Hello, class. Fabulous. Now, I'm going to do a move, and I want you to repeat the move back to me. My turn. Your turn. My turn. Your turn. Great. Now let's add the words with our movements. I say, hello class. You say, yes, you got it. Hello class. Hello class. Hello class. Hello class. Hello class. Hello, class. Yes, great warm-up. The first element of creative movement is shapes. Now, when I say shapes, you probably think of geometrical shapes like triangles, circles, squares, rhombus. But I'm talking about shapes with your body. You're making a shape kind of like a statue. Shapes don't move yet. So, fantastic shapes have three things. Number one, it's a shape that uses your whole body. Do I use my fingers like this? No. Do I make a little baby shape like this? No, you want to use your whole body. That means your fingertips, your spine, and your toenails. So, make a whole body shape. Yours might look like mine, or it could be super different like this, or like this. That's number one, a whole body shape. Number two, it has to be a shape you've never seen before. Back to those geometrical shapes, we don't want to make triangles or squares. You want to do something fun and creative that you've never seen before. So that might look like this, or like this. It could be anything. Number three, a fantastic shape does not look like your friend's shape. Do we copy our friends? No, that's no fun. You want your own shape. So I'm gonna make this shape. Can you make a different one? Nice! I'm gonna make this shape. Could you make a different one? Very cool! Make one more shape. Don't move. Stand tall. Fabulous shape making. I'm going to give you 1 minute to think of 3 fantastic shapes. practice silently now. Once you have your 3 shapes, just keep practicing so you can remember them when I come back. Go! Now that we've got our fantastic shapes down, let's move on to levels. And we're going to look at levels through shapes. There are 3 levels in creative movement. They are high, middle, low. High, middle, low. You say high, middle, low. So let's look at a high fantastic shape. What does that mean? That means a whole body shape that you've never seen before at a high level. That means I'm going to be probably standing up, really tall, maybe like this. This is a high fantastic shape. Ready? High shape. High shape. High shape. You make a high shape, go. Stand tall. Great. Next we have middle shapes. So these are a little bit lower, not all the way down, but lower. Middle shapes might look like this. Like this. Like this. Can you make a middle shape? Does your shape look different than mine? It should. Middle shape. Middle shape. Fabulous. Stand tall. Let me see your middle shape. Go. Make another one. Go. Now make a high shape. Middle shape. High shape. Middle shape. Stand tall. Very nice. And there's one more level. What was it? Ah, yes, low. Low. Everybody say low. Now low shapes are all the way down. No sounds. This is where the low shapes happen. Like this. Like this. Like this. Let me see your low shape. Go. Wow, nice low shape. No sounds. Can you make another low shape? Middle shape. High shape. Stand tall. Very nice shape making. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to practice one high, one middle, and one low shape. Now, if I finish early, do I just stand there like this? No, you have to take all of the time to practice to make sure you remember your high, middle, and low shapes. Practice now. Next in our toolbox is non-locomotor movement. Everybody say, non-locomotor movement. Non-locomotor movement. Great. Non-locomotor movement is movement that stays in one place, like this. Everybody do a jig, but in one place. One place. Non-locomotor movement. Yeah. Non-locomotor movement. Oh, okay. So let's look at some non-locomotor movement options. First we have bend. Like maybe this one. Bend. 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 Bend, 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 bend. 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 I'm moving, but I'm staying in my spot. Bend. Bend. Next we have stretch. Let's add it to bend. Bend. Stretch. Bend. Stretch. Bend. Stretch. Then we have bounce. Can you bounce just your head? Think of your head being a ball bouncing up and down. Whoa. Bounce your shoulders up and down. Bounce, 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 bounce. Can you pretend like your hands are bouncing? Maybe you're violently playing a piano. Can you bounce your knees? Pretty simple. Bounce, 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 bounce. Can you bounce your heels off the ground? Bounce, 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 bounce. Can you bounce your toes? Ooh, this one's a little tougher. Bounce your toes off the floor. And we're back. Can you sway? Oh, everybody say sway. Sway. Sway your head side to side. Really slow. Swaying's a slow motion. Can you sway your shoulders side to side? Sway your hips side to side. Sway your knees side to side. Sway your arms really big side to side. Can you sway just your hands? Hello. Stand tall. The next one we have is wiggle. But let's do some isolated wiggling. Don't move. Can you wiggle your eyeballs? Can you wiggle your tongue? Can you wiggle your nose? Can you wiggle just your head? Freeze. Wiggle just your shoulders. Oh, just your shoulders. Wiggle just your fingers. Wiggle your hips. Wiggle your knees. Wiggle your toes and your shoes. Great. Wiggle your whole body. no sound. Freeze. Very nice wiggling. And the next one is melt. Give me 5. And I want you to melt just one finger at a time. Melting fingers. 5. Melting fingers. Put your arms up. Can you melt your arms slowly? Oh, I'm melting. Melting. Can you melt your whole body? Oh, really slow, just your head. And your shoulders are melting. My knees are melting. My whole body's melting. My next word is grow. Can you grow just one hand? Can you grow your upper body? 2 hands. Grow through your legs. Stand tall. Very nice. My next word is jump. Give me 1 jump. Give me 2 jumps. Give me 1 spin. 1 jump, 1 spin, 3 jumps, 2 spins. And the last tool in our toolbox for today is locomotor movement. Everybody say locomotor movement. Locomotor movement. So locomotor movement takes you from one place to the next place. Non-locomotor is in one place. Locomotor is moving. Like this. Non-locomotor, locomotor, non-locomotor, locomotor, non-locomotor, locomotor. What? So I'm not moving when I say non-locomotor, I'm moving in one place. But when I say locomotor, I'm moving. Let's try it again. Non-locomotor, locomotor, non-locomotor, locomotor, non-locomotor, locomotor. Right? So let's look at some locomotor movements. But before we start moving around the classroom, let's talk safety. Number 1, you want to stay away from furniture and walls and teachers. Give them their space. So you need an open place, somewhere you can move your arms around like this. Don't go whacking your friends now. Just make sure you have some room to move. Now when I start moving around the classroom, do I run? No! You're moving at a regular, controlled speed. So we're not running into our friends, furniture, or teachers. Now when you come to another person, do you just smash into them like this? No. You could stop and let them go first. That would be so kind. You could both pause and then go different directions. Right? Let's be super safe about this. When I say go, I want everyone to walk slowly around the classroom. Go. Walking at a normal, calm speed. Freeze. Walk. Freeze. non-locomotor movement we'll do is tiptoe. Everybody tiptoe around the classroom. I'm on my tippy toes like this, so my heels are not touching the floor. Everybody tiptoe around the classroom. Freeze. Now let's slide on our feet like this. Slide, slide. It's like I'm ice skating. Slide, 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 slide. Freeze. Next, let's swim. Swim, 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 swim. Getting ready for summer, friends. Freeze. We could also fly, fly, fly. Freeze. Perfect. Everyone slowly walk back to your chair, your carpet spot, your desk, wherever you came from. Great. That is locomotor movement. Now remember, non-locomotor stays in one place. Locomotor takes you somewhere else. I'm going to give you 1 minute to think about all of those tools in the toolbox and how could you put them together for composition or making up your own dance. So let's talk about it. We did fantastic shapes that used our whole bodies, did not look like our friends' shapes, and were shapes you had never seen before. That was first. Second, we talked about levels, 3 levels, high, middle, and low. Number 3, we talked about non-locomotor movement. Those were the things we did that stayed in one place, like this. And last, we talked about locomotor movement, or movement that takes you from one place to the next. Tons of options here, and we just did a few. So we learned 4 tools in the toolbox today for composition. Shapes, levels, non-locomotor movement, and locomotor movement. You have 1 minute to review and maybe put some of those things together. Make sure when you're practicing, you're doing so safe and silently. Today we talked about your creative movement toolbox in relation to composition. We learned all kinds of cool things that we can put together when making dances. Let's take 3 deep breaths with some arms in through your nose, out through your mouth. 2 more times. 1 more breath. Cross your arms. Show your teacher you are ready to listen.